guys, welcome to the Hot Tub with Adam and Connor.
Hi.
We're just going to be talking about immersion in games today. More specifically, we're going to be looking at how identification with in-game characters can be considered a strong catalyst for player engagement through the lens of the player involvement model, and we're going to explore how important identification is in establishing immersion.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you want me to take it from there, don't
Take
you?
it away, Connor.
Shit. Well, I mean, how am I going to do this now? Whenever we refer to a main character in a video game, right, we assume that all games have main characters, firstly. And I think most of the time, people, or at least people playing and not developers, they view them as separate things to the player. So you've got the player, planet, and you've got the main character. Having their own ideas and personality and emotions and stuff. So how come when developers make a game where the main character isn't the norm, the quote unquote norm, why do people get pulled out of that? Why are people suddenly not immersed in games that have main characters that are unconventional?
Well, I suppose the thing about that then would be the perceived gamer demographic from the audience of the industry.
Yeah.
So most industries perceive their demographic as more of males in their teens to mid early 30s.
Yeah.
So they would be more likely to create characters that they would identify with. So it would be more likely to have characters that fit that kind of visual stereotype almost, so that characters are able to be given this kind of personification on top of it by the players, so that they become more invested in the story.
So you mean basically a blank slate where the perceived of target audience of whoever's playing the game is sort of able to project themselves onto the main character without any issue, without any disparity between that, right? Some gamers and devs liken the silent protagonist to a blank slate, a tabula rasa, and onto which players can project their story and experiences.
Oh yeah, who wrote that?
Melissa Loomis back in 2014.
Oh, cool. So, what type of games do you reckon kind of prove this theory that you have?
Well, it's not a theory I have, but okay.
That we have.
Yeah, that we have. I would say things like Uncharted and things like, hang on, Hitman might be a really good example of that, where literally the whole point of the main character is like, hey, let's have a super duper generic white male. Literally, he's pretty much literally a blank slate.
I think another game that kind of got some actual talk about it was the Infamous.
You mean like Infamous and Infamous
games?
Second Son?
Yeah, the Infamous games where the character was kind of bagged on by critics as being just another shaved head, generic middle-aged white male, for people just to kind of put their own things on, and then it kind of proceeded to point out all the other shaved head white male. Okay, so one thing I saw right here in the Nielsen 360-degree gaming report actually the other day, they held a study about whether people agree that races are being represented properly throughout the games industry, and it seems that non-Hispanic white people, Hispanic people, and African Americans all strongly agree in the majority that all races have ample representation and inclusion in games in terms of game characters. On the other hand, majority of Asian Americans strongly disagree, and they actually think that game characters are being misrepresented and other game characters of other racial groups are not being represented properly in the games industry.
What about sometimes you'll be a main character, right? Even if it's first person, you'll know what sort of ethnicity your character is. But what if your character doesn't talk? What if it's a silent, the quote unquote silent protagonist? Is that helping immersion? Is that helping break immersion because you don't say anything?
I think it does actually, because if your character is silent, you can impose your own voice on it
Yeah.
when you're reading out your responses to people.
Like if you have a defined character in VR, so you know what ethnicity your character is and you kind of know what they're like, but it's VR and it's first person, for example. Are you like any more or less immersed than you would be with the same situation in a non-VR circumstance?
Well, with that, it would probably be quite similar to the whole first-person type deal. So you have, yes, you know the ethnicity of your character, and you may have even gotten a glimpse of what the character looks like. You are still basically playing as that character, and you are looking through that character's eyes, so you kind of almost embody that person, and you play as that person.
Yeah.
And so you feel more immersed in that sense. You know, is the player just playing as themselves in any given situation, or are they trying to role play as that person?
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I definitely think VR has the same effects as more of a first person thing. So like an example of that would be with Mirror's Edge. They have a Asian female main character who's, again, she's quite strong and quite athletic and all that, but the game is played in first person, so you are more immersed in the game. So basically what we're trying to get at is that regardless of, you know, race and gender, games can be immersive dependent on the gameplay and how people represent these characters and how the game allows you to experience and absorb the information that's being given to you. So that's kind of what the main importance is like so not even, you know, worrying about how easily marketable a character is and stuff like that. Instead of treating them like a product, you treat them more like a story, treat them more as an experience, then you will have the immersion that you need. And I think that's what the really important part is. And yeah.
I agree. Should we hop out of this hot tub?
We'll hop out of this hot tub. I think the cat stole my towel.
This has been Adam and Connor in the hot tub.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Peace out.